I'd like to welcome you to the show, to the show, to the show. Introduce you to me, introduce you to me. Hope you like what you see, baby, hope you like what you see. I would like to welcome you to the show, to the show, to the show. Introduce you to me, introduce you to me. Give me something to talk about, talk about. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. You're looking so nice.
Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. You know, like I always say, I always like to say it backwards because you never know what comes first depending on what part of the country you are in. Welcome to Living Room TRT. I am your host, Double R410, and welcome to the production table. And tonight I got a good guest, a very good guest brought to me by a very good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a warm welcome to Mr. Big Mell Nasty.
Yeah. What up, everybody? What up? Salute.
Yes. Before we even get started, I just want to say, before we started, we shared a very good common friend in Very Richmond. So I want to give a big shout out to Very Richmond for putting this platform together and for us to meet it. So I do appreciate you, Very Rich. Just wanted to let you know you in there.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So let's begin. The first thing is why you got into acting. Let's get there first. How did you even get to that doorstep?
I think Very, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Very hit me up and he said, yo, I got a project for you. And I just came out to support. And then from there, he was linking me up with different people. Samantha Thompson, salute.
Yeah, her name
Lady Leo.
Up. Yeah, Lady Leo, boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lady Leo.
She doing
She was up here. She did an interview with me too.
Yeah.
When she first came out and did Lick the Series. She did part one.
I'm in part two. I'm in part two.
Man, I got the whole part two cast up
yeah,
there, man.
Yeah. Salute to Lady Leo Films.
Salute to Lady Leo Films, man.
Yeah.
She
and
definitely
I'm in a couple
do
of
it.
her other projects.
Other projects?
Yeah.
Go ahead, name them out. Name out the projects.
I'm in oh, sheesh, now I'm drawing a blank. Hold on a second.
That's okay. Take your time.
Oh, she's going to kill me for this. We just filmed it, too. We in Christmas.
I saw
which
that.
is coming out soon. The Invitation, starring yours truly. That was dope. We got a bunch of little projects in the work that's definitely, when people see it from her, it's going to be dope.
Right.
So
right.
salute to her for doing her thing.
You know, the one thing I noticed about you guys, I don't like to call it side acting. I don't like to call it that. I don't like to call it underground acting. You guys move just like Hollywood. You guys do casting. You guys make sure you got to audition for parts and things like that. Tell us about that. Tell us how that goes.
I mean, it is Hollywood, basically. It's just, the underbelly of the Hollywoods that we're trying to work our way up into the ranks, And it's not, people say it's B movies and stuff like that, but
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a horrible term.
I don't like that.
It's just like, like I'm a basketball player. It's like in basketball terms, you got to be in the gym before you can get to the big leagues.
That's
so
right.
These movies is you in the gym. You learn as you go along as well. Hopefully, you're learning as you go along. A lot of times, I see people who perform and you can see their craft, they're not getting better.
Right.
You should be learning whether it be how the lighting looks. Like I asked you, how do I look before we start?
Right. Yes, you did.
There's all different things. How does my clothes look? The way the scenes fit together. All these different things you should learn when you're doing these so-called B movies. So that way, when they call you up to the A- and this, you're ready. You're already, you know your mark and everything. So it's just a learning process.
Do you ever get nervous going on an audition?
Oh, I'm nervous all the time. I'm nervous I'm nervous just getting out of bed most of the time, bro.
Right,
I mean,
right.
So to do an audition, it's nerve-wracking because, of course, you take pride in what you do.
Right.
And so to go into these situations thinking you're doing great and to know that someone's pretty much saying, no, you weren't good enough, it's kind of like, oh, but
Right.
you just got to keep going,
My next question is I know a lot of you guys do acting, but do some of you also do theater?
Well, I came from a school that actually had a theater program in Bushwick, so
Right.
I was always on stage doing so. I used to sing. I was in a singing group when I was in high school and in my early.
Sound like
20s.
one of the Temptations.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that get me over. They go, "Oh my God, we love your voice." And,
Right.
You know, so I'm trying to get into voice acting now as well. Which, you know, as if you know,
I can
voice
see that.
acting, you can get away with saying a lot more within the animation form. So
Yes.
I'm definitely trying to get.
I can see that.
Especially with my brand of comedy,
Yeah.
I definitely want to be able to say what I want to say.
And you do comedy too?
Yeah.
Stand up?
Do stand up as well.
Yeah. What's some of the places you
All over. I'm mainly, most of the time I'm out of town.
Right.
I get booked for private gigs a lot of the time. I was fortunate enough right out the gate. I've been doing comedy about 6-7 years. On and off. You know, I'm not out there every day. I just feel like as an older gentleman,
Right.
if I would have started earlier in my life, I probably would have been further along. But the game is kind of weird. You know, as an older gentleman, you kind of see the game, whether it be at work or whatever, you kind of like, I don't know if I really want to.
Well, you believe you started late?
Well, I think I did. I'd be honest with you. I think I was busy doing other things instead of, because I'm like a jack of all trade, a master of none. I used to DJ, you know, culinary arts. I did a lot of different things. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to do something.
You know, the culinary arts, that's, yeah, you know, I mean, if I may say, you don't find most black men doing culinary arts.
I mean, we cook very well.
Yes.
I mean, we get it from our mama, you know.
No,
So
that's the point I'm saying, but you don't find most of them even want to indulge in that type of activity or situation. So you think it was your mother that formed you into?
Absolutely.
Oh.
My mom, you know, Southern black woman, so
Right.
her thing was get the hell out of my kitchen.
Yeah.
If you ain't gonna help me, get the hell out of my kitchen.
I got Southern.
Fortunately for me, I was 6 feet tall at 12, so
Right.
I was able to peek over her shoulder and see and be like, Mom, what you do there? Or, you know, don't say anything, and then later on practice and be like, Mom, taste this. You know, so she encouraged all those things because my mother, Nana, has been touched by the hand of God when it comes to cooking.
Amen
You
to
know,
that.
My mother can make boiling water taste like filet mignon.
Amen to that.
So I wanted to, you know, further that knowledge
Right.
of our ancestors by going to a cooking school and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't finish, but, you know, things happen.
Well, you did. Listen, if you're able to put a meal together,
Oh, yeah.
then you finish.
Oh, yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have a degree
That is true.
to learn how to cook. It's just like I said, most men, like you said, they don't usually go to school. They usually learn, like how you said, from a Southern mother or a mother who's in the kitchen all the time,
Yeah.
or even a father sometimes,
That's
depending on who does the cooking in the family.
That's true.
I had a conversation, like I said, we know very rich, but I had a conversation with him that I found to be stunning, and I didn't get into him with it a little more. I'm hoping I could tap into that category, and I hope it's not too personal.
Now let's go.
We went into a situation where I didn't realize that you guys get paid.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you guys did it for, I don't want to say favors, it's not favors, but you know, you have some people who do it out of practice to get to the big leagues. I was very, very, very surprised that you guys actually get a check.
Depending on the company that you work for. Yeah.
Right. And see, and that was another thing I didn't know, that the companies were involved. So I'm thinking when I spoke to Samantha Thompson, and see, and this is what I say about when you just speak to one person in the industry and you don't get your whole facts together.
Yes.
I just realized that she's not by herself. She has a company. She has an organization that she runs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, how do you need a manager to deal with the balance of the corporation, the acting?
I would say for some people, yeah. But if you're an outgoing person, like a Very,
Right.
who just walks up to anyone and, hey, I'm Very, nice to meet you, you know,
right.
you can get pretty far in this game.
Yeah.
You know.
He's very characteristic.
Yeah, you know, if you
yes,
got you got the energy and the you know, the personality, yeah, definitely. And once you're able to get an audience with these individuals, make sure that you are able to show them why you belong in the room with them.
Right.
You know, a lot of times people will run up on some actor or some celebrity and say, hey, I'm a rapper, I'm this, but then are unable to perform like that. There's your opportunity, you know. Don't clam up. Show them. This is why. But show them that this is what I've been working on. And this is what I got.
You have to bring a resume?
No.
No.
No. Well, in the industry, they would say bring your portfolio and all this stuff.
Right.
But it's just word of mouth at this point for us, you know. And like by doing this, you learn from Very about me, and I'm sure after this conversation, I'll give you a couple of more contacts. So it's just a nice little group of us that are all willing to share our contacts.
With that question asked, with that said, do the group of y'all work? Do a lot of your groups stay in the same movie? Like, do y'all move from movie to movie as a group, or certain individual break off to do certain things?
I see in my head, I like to see individuals breaking off and doing all this stuff because it's like a spider web.
Right.
We cool. Go
Right.
do that project. Be strong there. I'm going to go over here and do this project. And we're going to bring all those things that we learned from these two projects together, and we're going to branch out that way to make our whole group stronger. Those individuals who are kind of like, they don't like to, oh, this is my crew, you shouldn't be doing it. You're just only cheating yourself.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
again, back to being ballers, I want to be in the group of the best ballers. I don't want to be the best bum
Right.
amongst the bunch. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
I want to make sure if Jordan in the room, I want to play against Jordan. I don't care how many times he busts me down. I'm going to keep going
I'm
at
gonna
him.
keep going at him.
Because guess what? If I'm not playing against Jordan, I'm going to be playing against someone else and they're going to be saying the same thing about me. Yo, that guy don't stop. You know? So it's about work and putting together a good team that's willing to work with each other, you know?
Do you have a favorite director you like to work with?
No.
No?
No. I know
that's a tough question.
That is a tough question because you don't want to alienate people.
Right,
You know, and I'm not really PC. I say it like it is. I mean, I've worked with individuals who were very tough to work with, and I'm very easy breezy. I'm more like, if you say, Mel, do this, okay, let's do it. Let's try it, you know? And I've also worked with directors who are just easygoing, who are okay with just improvising a little bit, just see how it goes. Let me see, you know? So it all depends.
I didn't realize how big of movement this was. Yeah. You know, you watch these movies on YouTube and you think they're just YouTube movies, but not realizing what it takes to actually put this stuff together, how everybody has to be on one page.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, the point of a person getting paid and doing, I was like, really? Never even thought about it in the, so I just thought you guys were doing it out of the friendship of the heart and things like that. But no, that's a great feeling.
It is.
To know that there's another lane, especially for black men.
Yeah.
We don't have many lanes. And the lanes we do have, we usually tear them up.
Well, that's why we got to start from scratch.
That's
I mean,
right.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm an advocate for the brothers to get our shit together.
Amen.
You know, I as a good-looking brother, I'm in the company of a lot of women, and I'm tired of hearing about men ain't shit. I'm always defending us. I swear, to a fault at times where it's like I can't really defend that.
Trust
I
me.
kind of talk to the brothers. Like my comedy, I'm in your face with everything, but there's always a truth to it. Like, hey, let's talk about it so we can be better next time because they out here talking about us.
Yeah.
And it's not good, man. So even for these younger boys out here, it's kind of hard to teach them when you doing fuckery yourself.
Yeah, they're tearing us apart.
Oh man, they killing us out
Can
here.
you blame them?
No, but that's why I mean that we gotta stop. Like this, I feel like there's a point where we gotta call a meeting as far as men
Right,
and say, hey fellas, this is what these ladies are complaining about.
right, right,
Let's stop it. Let's
Right.
stop what we're doing and see how they respond.
right.
And then if they don't respond accordingly, like ladies, we didn't stop all the things y'all didn't say we didn't did. Now can you hear us out on the things that we want? So that way, as a whole, the family structure, the social structure, and the just relationship structure will be different.
You think it's like that because, I don't want to put a number on it, but do you think it's like that because a lot of fathers are not home, or it's just...
That and the unwillingness for some of these mothers to allow men to be fathers.
Right.
Despite the fact that we didn't work out.
Touche.
We still got to raise these babies.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's emotion ridden. Where you can't see your baby. Well, guess what? I'm struggling out here to try to make ends meet for my baby. Can I at least spend some time?
Right.
You know, so that also causes stress within the relationship.
I don't think people see that back end either. I think the fathers who actually complain about having that financial wedge along with that time wedge, it's very, 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 very hard because you have a choice to either make more money to take care of the child, but if you don't spend enough time with the child, she's not happy with that either. So you are torn between two different things. Is there a role you won't play?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I know with the climate change now, there's a
Right.
lot of different roles that they want us to be in.
I know what you mean.
And I'm not saying I wouldn't, but it has to be done tastefully. It can't just be, let's do it right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with the way things are, we can't even do what we do as comics or entertainers without someone being offended.
Right.
Or someone calling you a Sambo, or there you go, putting on a dress again.
Does that put you in a box?
Not me personally, because I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I'm willing to do for my family and for my well-being, and what I'm not going to do. So, if it's makes sense for me and my masculinity as a man, and not, then yeah, let's go, let's do it. If it's funny within the entertainment spectrum, let's do it.
I never saw a problem with that either.
No, I
never understood why male actors made a big thing about putting on a dress. But then again, I'm not sitting in the seat.
Exactly.
You know, I'm the person who's looking at the person put on the dress. As the person who's watching it, I could say that.
Yeah.
I can say I don't see the problem, because if it's a funny skit, it's a funny skit.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the way.
But as you explained it, as a man putting on, if you're not comfortable with your masculinity, then you know that's something you shouldn't do.
Yeah. If someone's forcing you to do it, like the game, if it's forced on me to get ahead, no. If it's just for shits and giggles, like White Chicks or something like that, we just having fun, we playing, okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Right.
But let's do it right. Let's not like dance around it. I feel like a lot of the content now, although they claim to be woke, they still dance around a lot of different issues that we have, and it bothers me from an entertainment standpoint, because sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, ooh, they're about to go there, and then they go that way, and I'm like, but why? You had our attention, and this was your opportunity to say it. As I say that shit, because now we can have an open dialogue about why it was said and how we can change it.
Are you allowed to express yourself on a set? Like if you have a director who's directing a certain part and you're uncomfortable with it, are you allowed to speak up and say, hey, can we try it a different way? This makes me a little,
Again, it all depends on the director.
Okay.
But I would say if you are an actor and you're in a position, maybe you got casted for a role, and at times the script may change. The script can be changing all the time. You might learn your lines and everything, and then, oh, we got a new rewrite.
Right.
And then there are times they might add a scene in there where you're like, wait, that. If you're not comfortable with that, I would say speak up right away. Don't go on with rehearsals and everything and making sure, all the preparation is ready to go. It's time to shoot. Cameras are hot. And then you don't show up because you're not comfortable with it. Speak up right away. Even if there's lines that may not sound right coming out of your face. Because sometimes
that makes sense.
The writers write from a certain perspective, but then when you hear it out loud and you hear it within the dialogue, it may not flow the way it's supposed to
flow, right?
So sometimes you can speak to our director and say, hey, listen, pull them to the side. Hey, listen, I made a little note here. I'm running through this line, but it's not flowing within the emotional context of the scene.
With that said, has there ever been a part you regret playing?
Not yet.
That you wish you could
no.
maybe do it over, or just?
Not really. I'm having fun. It's still fun for me. So I'm always exploring within myself to see, because I feel like I'm a comedic actor. Right. I could do serious, but I like being silly.
Right.
So even if it's something serious, you might find me behind the scenes doing something silly just to make someone giggle. That's just my nature at heart. So I'm interested in exploring every aspect.
Well, you give off good vibes, man. You give off. I mean, the moment that I met you coming into the studio, like, I have a smile on my face. So you give off the good nature vibe. So what you're saying, I can actually believe, like, you're natural about what you want to do.
Yes.
You don't find too many people like that. Too many people use the lane to escape.
Yeah.
It don't look like you're trying to escape. It look like you're trying to build your craft and bring other people with you.
You know what it is? I think growing up, I had a rough childhood, like real rough. And
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Brooklyn, Bushwick, and literally in an abandoned building. And so life was hard after that, abuse from my stepfather, all these different things. But I'm still here.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Watching my mom get her ass kicked on a daily basis growing up, that was enough, should have been enough to make a boy break and just be hard and But for me, it was the total opposite. I found the humor after the storm or during the storm, That's my escape. And then I realized that while things were going on, I can tune that out to shield my little brother and sisters from whatever was going on over there.
Wow.
So it became a natural defense mechanism for me to to be humorous, you
Right,
know.
right.
And I like bringing joy. It's a natural thing for me to bring joy to others, especially feeling their pain or their energy. I'm like, nah, it's soft. It's time to turn it up and get. So, being on the stage, like I said, being an actor from school and entertaining, being a singer, it was always about bringing joy to other people. So
Right,
This
right.
this for me, this entertainment thing, like I don't even consider myself as a comic. I'm more like an entertainer because I can host. I could, whatever it is, we gonna laugh. We gonna have fun.
I'm laughing now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just my energy. Like one of my hashtags is easy breezy vibes because that's what it should be.
Right.
Once your bills are paid and everyone's healthy in your life, easy breezy.
Easy breezy.
Easy breezy. So I'm putting out that same energy I want the world to have.
I feel your energy
You
too.
know?
No, I do. I feel your energy. You make me want to get up and say, you know what, I'm gonna try an audition one time.
You should.
Just to see if I'm capable of, being a character in someone's movie.
We're all characters, right?
Right. Yeah. It just your vibe is, you have a good vibe. With that said, I know you don't want to act forever. Do you want to go behind the camera at some point?
You know what, to be honest with you, I feel like at this age, in this stage in my life, I'm learning as I go. And something's pulling me, like my spirit is pulling me to be something, maybe in front of the camera as a face of a bigger company. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where I can help other people come up. Hey, listen, there's classes on acting, financial things. I want to put all my resources into making sure that we know, brothers and sisters, Black, Latinos, how to do this shit right. Because even in comedy, there is too many gatekeepers, in the way. Like I got into comedy thinking, if you're funny, you should already be, you should be moved to the head of the line. Because guess what? You're funnier than a lot of these cats. It's not the case. It's not about funny. It's about who you know.
If the comedy break came before the acting break, would you step into it?
Whichever one comes first, because I feel like I can excel in both. So.
Well, both could lead to, yeah,
And they both lead to either one.
Either one. Right.
Just let me in. I feel my spirit is, let me get in the room and let me show you that I'm capable of doing whatever you guys are doing.
Now, how much time does it take to actually read a script from beginning to end? Because do you have to read other parts too?
Yeah.
To know when your cue is?
Well, that all depends on how well you read. Some people don't read too well, so it's
Right.
going to take them weeks just to get a cut. But what I usually do, and this is just my method, I usually find what's my part, who's my role. I'll go to that role, and I'll start from a couple of pages ahead, and then try to feel the energy of the role previous, and
Man,
then
that has to be. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You made a point, and I'm sorry, it stuck in my head. I don't mean to interrupt you, and I apologize. The fact that you said it takes some people who can't read that well. Is that frustrated on the set?
on the set you should already know your lines.
Right.
So if you're on the set, it's one thing to forget because you're nervous, because we've all been there. Even the greatest actors get nervous. Some of them on the lot, they have their script, the script director right off the side. So if you screw up, what's line?
Right.
We don't have that. So
Right.
it's like, dude, learn your lines.
But if
You know?
if he's having a problem, he or she's having a problem reading, is
Well-
there someone to help them?
Oh, absolutely. You have someone at home,
Right.
you know, run your
Right.
lines with. Like I run my lines with my 12-year-old son.
Wow.
You know, and it also helps him understand scripts, how it's supposed to be formatted, because he's a good-looking kid. He's light-skinned. I'm trying to make him the new Albie Shore or something. You know, so yeah, I make copies of it, and me and him run through the lines, and so he knows a lot of the script and stuff like that. And then, so now he's in acting as well. Like Samantha Thompson put him in one of her movies as well. Equal Love coming out soon as well. So
You know, not that once again I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry. I got a lot of questions.
No.
You know, as a father myself, you know, one of the biggest things I always said, you know, I started this company with my boys,
yes,
and it has grown within the last 5 years more than I could possibly ask for. You know, even to the point where sometimes I think I grew so much with it that I put so much ahead I can't even catch up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm learning how to do my interviews. I'm learning how to ask people. I'm learning a lot of things. And as you sit there and you're telling, I'm realizing that, you know what, everybody has to learn a craft. It's not easy. And when you bring your son into it, I realize that, yeah, I'm on the right track. Because I say, you know what, I want to be a trendsetter.
yeah,
I want to be a trendsetter for my family. I know a lot of people are podcasting, but a lot of people are not doing work with their children. And I thought that was something that was special. And the fact that you mentioned that you run your lines with your son, I mean, that probably made him fascinated too. Like he turns on the tube or the computer, however, and Daddy's on the screen.
Yeah.
He's on Tubi. He's on here. He's on there. You know, that gotta be as a black man. And I'm gonna say this. I don't care. As a black man, the best gratification that you could ever get is to know that your son or your daughter thinks of you in that way, that they want to follow your footsteps.
Absolutely.
That they don't have an admirer who plays sports or who plays baseball or who's running track or who raps this way or who raps that way. It's the father in the house.
Yes.
It didn't dawn on me till now that my kids always said to me, Dad, we glad you was around. And in my mind, I would say, well, that's my job, but technically, no. You know, and you just made me, it's funny, you just made me realize that.
Yeah, that is, I think my greatest accomplishment is being a dad.
Yeah.
Although I did not get to raise my first one, which is, he's 26 now.
Right.
In the military, doing great.
Right.
But I always said that I wanted to be the dad I never had. You know, like I mentioned earlier, my childhood wasn't the best. So I always said once I was ready to have mine, because I didn't even want to have kids. I was okay being Uncle Daddy. You know? I'm just being honest with you. I gotta go. See you later. You know. But
there ain't nothing like the drop off.
You know what I'm saying? But I thoroughly enjoy children, and I felt as though it was my duty as a man growing up, saying, you know what? There's a lot of kids out here who need a good role model in their life, whether it be daddy or Uncle Daddy. You know, I felt like I needed to do that. So when I had my son, my first son, I was happier than a pig in shit. I was like, yo, I'm proud walking through the neighborhood with my baby. You know what I'm saying?
Feeling.
Proud,
it's a good feeling.
letting it be known I'm a daddy. I was taking him to the white parks, making sure they saw
the black
a
dad
black dad
with a black son.
Yep, not drinking a 40, not yelling with a Newport and get your ass. Nope.
Smoking,
Actually sitting up there, engaging in being in this child's life. And so it was heartbreaking for me when my son was taken away from me by his mom. But at the end of the day, I still said, you know what? He gonna come back. And when he come back, he gonna see Dad standing here. Not whatever nonsense she told him.
He's gonna see the man.
He gonna see the man.
He's gonna see the man.
And so I made sure throughout my life, like I said, DJ, culinary. So when he came back, I can show him all these things that a dad should be passing, this knowledge, pass it on to him. Hey, I may not have been around, but these are the things that I've unmasked in your absence. So now let me sit down and show you how to do this. Like, he loves electronics, right? I'm a DJ. He'll call me, hey, Dad, did you hear about speakers and car audio and stuff? And so we sit for hours and just talk about those things.
I love that.
Those things bring me joy because
I love that part,
I can actually give him the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? My 12-year-old, you know, he don't give a shit. He's into Fortnite and all that other stuff. And, you know, I don't know what language these kids are speaking now. So, but
tell me about
at
it.
the same time, he does appreciate that I'm Dad. Like, you know, the things that people see me on my Instagram, which is Big Mell Nasty, by the way, if you guys want to go look that up.
It's on the screen.
Big Mell Nasty.
Big Mell Nasty. Matter of fact, before you even go, give out your information so we'll know, because we'll talk it, and I don't want people, and I'm sorry, I keep
it's quite all right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can locate me on Instagram at Big Mell Nasty. You can also follow me on Instagram. I have 2 pages because they keep, you know how the algorithms are. You can also follow me at Big Mell First. All Big Mell. That, you know, you'll get my show dates. I got a show coming up at Governor's, too. That's going to be dope. I'm also going to be in City Island the 26th as well of October. But we'll talk a little later about that.
So, dude, now that you even mentioned that, because it's funny how you lead into my next question. Does your comedy conflict with your acting at times? Like, where you have to balance it out to you know?
No, because I ain't getting neither. Neither's coming in an abundance, you know what I'm saying? So if I got an acting gig, it's just about learning the script at this point. So I can still do my shows in between as well. If I'm sitting in the car waiting to go up, I'll read my script, you know? So it's just like doing homework, you know? Whenever If I'm taking a shit, I'll read the script.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't really interfere until it's time to shoot. And usually directors will let you know these are the dates, so I won't schedule any shows around these dates.
Around these dates.
So that way I can focus on the craft at hand.
Right. Right. Man, you know, it just seems like you sit here and it's like I've known you for a while. That's how comfortable all this is. And you actually give off more information than a lot of people would realize. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people look at these YouTube channels and they be like, oh, I can do that. They don't realize how difficult it is, time consuming.
Yes.
You know, so I can understand and I can feel you when you say when you don't have the time to juggle with your children and make sure that, you know, you got to make ends meet. So with that said, we know that with the actor not coming in, you still have to hold and maintain a regular job.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. Do you have to pay actors dues and things like that?
When you become SAG, you pay actors dues.
Oh, can you explain SAG?
I'm not a SAG actor yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just union. So
Okay.
you have to log a certain amount of hours acting before they consider you for SAG. I mean, you can buy it, but I believe it's about $3,000 for a SAG card, but that's not guaranteed that you're going to get work. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, but you're guaranteed to buy into the union.
And then you still have to pay union dues, even regardless if you're working.
That's a regular working man got to. But see, these are things that people do not know.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: when they went on strike in Hollywood, did that affect you guys too?
Not us, no.
No.
No, because we're independents.
Right.
We can still work. I have a cousin. Shout out to Rachel Sangster. He's a
Shout out.
comic. He's an actor as well. He couldn't work, and I at times was saying, "Hey, yo, there's a project here." And he's like, "I can't. I'm union."
Wow.
So he wasn't allowed to do any projects outside of the union.
That's the only thing about being in union, to put you in the box. But that doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get work.
Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get work, and that by then you'll probably have an agent, and most likely, you know, again, you're not known yet unless you have a social media presence, because everything now is social media presence. If you don't have a large following, these corporations and people are not looking for you. They want to see you with a buzz. So if you got some type of, for lack of a better term now, with these day and age, controversy, people want to see how far the controversy goes.
Can go, yeah.
If they can make some money off you, then they'll reach out to you.
Seeing like negative hits the spotlight
Yeah.
on the national
Nobody want to see
stages.
you saving puppies. That ain't
Right.
Show you killing some puppies, and now they reaching out. Hey man, we want you.
I say that too.
You know, it's like wow.
Because some people ask me about that. What about my YouTube channel? How come you don't talk about the puppies? And because I don't see, my whole thing in reality in life is, what sense am I going to get because I get views or the algorithms go up because I'm talking about another black man who's at the bottom right now, and doesn't necessarily mean at the bottom in his life. You know, right now he got his lows, he got his highs, he got his lows. Because I know when I'm in my low, I don't want nobody in my element.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, when I'm in my low, I'm in my low.
Listen, I think right now, especially in comedy, it is Diddy, 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 Diddy. Everything is Diddy.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, my level, I stay away from politics because people are very sensitive about that.
Yes, they are.
I stay away from religion because them Jesus freaks will come for you.
Right.
You know, and I believe in a higher power. I don't believe in all the rhetoric and nonsense in the book. I'm not going to pick and choose like the rest of them do. So I'm going to respect it. Salute to whoever's up there.
But you love God.
But I'm going to keep it moving my direction. I know not to be killing nobody, robbing and stealing.
Right.
But I'm not going. You're not going to force me into believing something because you believe in it. I'm going to step to the side and go, okay, that works for you. Salute to you. You know, so I stand on my own too when it comes to a lot of things, you know, and I feel like in this climate, people don't like that. You know, I call myself the lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? I'm a beast in my own right. I don't need no one to tell me. I don't want no one to give me my props. I'm going to take it.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
I say the same thing.
That's what I teach my son. You don't need nobody. Stand on your own too. Work hard. And people will start to recognize that. Oh, no, he don't bother nobody. He just be in his own lane. And that's me. I'm in my own lane.
Well, when it's all said and done, I mean when it's all said and done, not when you come into the decline or you think your career's in the, when it's all said and done. I say you figure maybe 30, 40 years from now, if, you know, God bless, what do you want to be remembered as?
He made people smile. That's what I often have, and it's funny you asked that question. I often have this vision of my funeral, which is odd. As black folk, people, they get all
do that too.
Spiritual. I see myself sitting in the back, and people just laughing.
Oh, man.
Just laughing. Because I'm going to be fucking with people in there. I'm going to be poking them. Because guess what? Stop fucking crying, because that's not who we were.
Right.
That's not who I am.
Right.
If you crying, I'm going to do something to make you laugh.
Right.
So guess what? I told my mother, and this is true. I can call her right now. And I said, Ma, when I die, I want a midget twerking in front of my casket. That's what I want. Because I want people to remember me just like that.
As a comic.
Just me being just silly,
laughing
good time. And go have a party. Legit. Go turn it out. I want people to drink, dance. I don't want none of this trap shit. I want all 90s hip-hop and R&B. I want people to just lose their mind, because that's the type of person that I am.
Yeah, man. It changed your life, hasn't it?
Yeah, comedy is my
Acting
therapy.
and comedy has changed. I can tell.
It's my therapy.
I can tell. I can tell by the way when you talk about it, you're very passionate.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not like you don't want nobody to step on your craft, but you are careful where you put your craft so no one will step on it.
Yeah. I don't want the confrontation of people trying to come for me and where I feel I have to come for you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I'm peaceful. Like, I'm cool with what you're doing. Just don't infringe on what I'm doing.
Right.
You mention my name, that's cool. If it's funny,
Big Mell Nasty.
yeah, it's funny. But don't attack me as an individual, because I'm not coming for people,
Right.
I'm coming showing love to everybody.
Before we get out of here, let's get your dates, where you're gonna be,
Okay.
your movies.
Let's get the dates out the way first.
Let's get the dates.
My next 2 shows will actually be in City Island. Matter of fact, let me grab my phone.
Go
I can
ahead,
do
go
that.
ahead, take your time.
I can do that properly, because I want them.
This is our time. Take your time.
I don't want them to be mad at me.
No, man.
Let's see here. And shout out to Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie is a comic from New Jersey.
Right.
She's part of the. We call ourselves the Misfits.
Right.
We are a group of like-minded comics.
Part of Jersey.
She's in Newark or Patterson. I'm not sure.
Wow. Why do I?
But
man,
she's a beast, and we are surrounded with a couple of other beasts. Older, we have a nice demographic of comics who are funny in their own right, but don't get booked. And so we are trying to build our own brand of comedy, where we put on our own shows, and people get to see what we can do, Because a lot of times, like I said earlier, if you don't have following,
right,
or other comics are not saying, yo,
yeah, he's funny, right?
you don't
right.
get time. You could be at every show, they could see your face and know that you're a comic, and still won't put you up there.
Time.
So unfortunately, we said, you know what, let's start doing it ourselves. And we're not going to be exclusive, We're not going to be like, well, you didn't put us on your stage, so you. That's not how we are.
No managers?
No, nobody has managers.
No.
We're all doing it ourselves.
Wow.
We're all just putting it out there and say, hey, we found the spot. Let's promote it. Show up and show out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's give these people a show.
So basically, you guys rent. I want to get to
Yes.
the dates. Basically, you guys rent your own venue.
Yes.
And then show up, show out, and put on.
Yes.
Man, go ahead.
Yes.
I ain't mad at you.
All right. So you could find me October 26th at 7 o'clock at the Morris Yacht Beach Club in City Island.
I know what that's at.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's with the Misfits. That should be a good show.
I know what that's
And
at,
then I'll be at Governor's in Long Island at 9:30 that same night, October 26th.
Go ahead, you working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, and I don't post a lot of my dates. I just go and do them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get better. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when I come back to New York or wherever, I want to be able to want the other comics to say,
Yeah, he's funny.
yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
Even though you don't see me at the open mics or wherever the cluster of comics go, I want them to give me my respect and be like, because that's what I do. I'm a fan first. I love good entertainment. I don't care who you are. If you put on a good show, that was dope.
I could see very well why you're in very Richmond, and everybody he has introduced me to are actually friends. You guys have the same exact vision. Even though you put it in different words,
Yeah.
you guys have the same. He's been trying to get me to come out. I guess you guys sometimes y'all meet as a group.
Yes.
sometimes.
And we just film and write. And
Yeah,
stuff,
he's been asking me and asking me and asking me and asking me. And I haven't found the time. You know, I'm a busy man. You got to work now. But now I got to make some time. Not realizing what I stepped into, I might have stepped into a gold mine. You know, a lot of people are not really interviewing you guys. They're not even taking concept to the directors who are doing it, to the people who back you guys with the money, the companies and things like that. Yeah, I think I want to stay on this route for a little while.
And you should, because there are a lot of talented people out there.
Yeah.
Whether it be writers. I mean, I've been fortunate to meet some wonderful writers. Shout out to Shannon Marie. Dope. I mean, writing wise, you just like, wow. Make you ball up your shit and be like, you know what, I thought that was dope, but wow. Just from conversations, you know. So I think we're surrounding ourselves with the right group of people, because iron sharpens iron, you know. So
Yeah,
if you're good at what you do, it's gonna force me to be better. And you know, I'm the type of person. I'm not claiming garbage. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people out here, especially in the comedy world, who will surround themselves with trash just to insulate themselves from the onslaught of others saying, "Wait a minute, but you know what I'm saying?" I want to surround myself like with the Avengers, where my crew versus your crew.
Right.
We got next, you know, and no matter who steps up, win or lose, we're able to hold our own.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that. You know, you guys, you know, in the future, you guys might end up having your own union.
We should.
You guys might end up having your own. Yeah, if you keep the way you talking, the way you got these people going, coming out and supporting you, and the way you say everything is flowing. Yeah, why not?
Well, we can always use more support. Trust me.
You got one here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'm really, man, I've never been passionate about sticking with something as much as I'm gonna try my best. No, I'm not gonna try. Try is to fail.
To fail.
We are not gonna do that.
Just do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it my business to follow you guys from Tubi on down to the YouTube down, because I heard you guys are on a whole lot of new platforms.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of our projects that we've shot are finally starting to be released on Tubi, Prime, Roku, like there. And shout out to all the people out there finally saying, you know what, I got a camera and a vision. You know, I got microphones. I used to do it. As I tell my friend Miss Punkin, who's a comedian out from Philly, just do it. Come on with it.
Yeah.
Come on with it. Whatever you got, come on with it.
You convinced me.
You know, don't sit on it. And you know, as I talk to you, I'm convincing myself. Like these conversations, and this is a part of some of my own journey where I say to people, we don't have enough black men conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could recall, and I'm sure we all can, growing up and seeing the OGs playing dominoes or spades or whatever game there was.
Still do at certain parts of the city. You still do.
Just sitting back, having counsel, holding court.
Yeah.
And it may not be about nothing, but it's about something to them. You know what I'm saying? It's about that brotherhood, that testosterone, that energy that we give each other. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So when you called me up and said, yo, brother, you want to, I didn't know. I was like, oh, yeah, but brother, let's do it. Let's see what this is.
You know how nervous I was to make that call? And I'm going to tell you why. You know, you watch other, and I think this is probably my problem, you watch other YouTubers, other people with platforms, and you say to yourself, you don't have those numbers to attract the people to want to come and talk to you on your show. So when you said yes, you know, it's like, man, it's you have no idea. It's hard because you don't know who's gonna laugh in your face, and that hurts.
Yeah, no, I agree.
When someone laughs, that hurts. They don't laugh with you, and they laugh at you. Yes. Yeah, that hurts. When you put your time and your effort into building, like I don't have the greatest platform, but I try to make my guests as comfortable as they can possibly be to say, you know what, I got a place where you can go and you can open up and you can talk. And, you know, listen, if you wanted more than what you want, if you have any requests, let me know. I can do my best to fulfill it, but I appreciate you. I mean, more than you think. You smiling right now, but inside I'm laughing my ass off because I'm saying, God, thank you.
Well, I appreciate that because trust me, when you called me, first off, like, who the fuck is this, man?
Right.
Because it was like a spam call.
Right,
whatever.
right.
So I rarely answer my phone. I let it go to voicemail on purpose. I don't want. Sometimes you just So when you call and you mentioned very, I was like, what's up?
Yeah.
You
And you
know?
called me right back too. Yes,
Yeah.
you did. You did.
What's up? What's up with Very? Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because Very's always been a stand-up dude with me, you know what I'm saying? From the moment we met, we've been cool. We rock from jump. I'm genuine, he genuine. Where other people might be like, yo, them dudes strange. Like, we get it.
That guy has a lot of connection.
Yeah.
He has a lot. I don't think people realize
Yeah.
how long his arms stretch
Yeah.
on both sides.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, too, with that long arm, with those long arms. He learned, and I think a lot of us have to learn, we can't extend those arms to everybody. Because there are times where you extending them, but they kind of slapping them away because it's from you. Although it might be a connection that they want, but it's coming from you. So they kind of like, So sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? I'm gonna keep like he does for me and I do for him. Yo, go check this out. Go check that. You gotta know who are the right individuals to extend those arms. And not just with work, just with love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your own personal energy. Because people are freaking succubus, you know what I'm saying? So long as they can get from you, they'll get, but they won't give you nothing in return.
I had to learn that too.
You know?
And I mean, he put one thing about that man. He will if he wants you to do something. He will. Oh man,
he's a pain in the ass. Man. Yo, brother, yo, what you doing? What the fuck? What you doing?
But he
bro?
means well.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
look
lovable.
by me him because he stayed on me because we had did that interview, and that was his second interview. Because I used to do with him when he was with Brainstorm Records. People don't know he used to own his own record.
Yeah.
His own record company, his own studio, and things like that. I was with him doing that part, and he just kept on. Make sure you call these people. Make sure you call these people. And I think the next one is a guy by the name of Black Rich or Rich. I can't think of his name. He has a daughter named Bella.
Yes.
Yes.
Black Jay.
Black Jay.
Yes,
Jay.
we shot. Yes.
Yes.
Jay, you got to hit me up, man. We got to start shooting some
Yes.
stuff. So,
He's actually coming today.
Oh, nice.
He's my 5 o'clock.
Oh, dope.
Yes.
Dope.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't realize that, like you said, you smiling, but inside I'm laughing, and I'm laughing with joy because it took me a long time to nail something like this.
Yeah.
To have somebody believe in me and say, "Yo, I got people who wanna talk to." So I don't care who it is.
Me too.
Anybody who wants a platform, they want to be heard, they are more than welcome. They can get to me. Like I said, I can get to them. I'm mobile. I do mobile too. This is what I would like. I would like conversations like this where two men, like you said, of color can sit down and converse and can say, hey, this is what the problem is. This is what we need to fix. This is where we're headed, and this is how we can help each other.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so tired of complaining.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing, what's the solution? And then people don't even want to hear the solution.
Right.
It's like simple. Two kids are fighting. You pull them apart. You stop and you stop.
Right.
But instead it's like you let one party just keep, but you telling this one, stop.
Right,
But
right.
you got to fix this one too. So that way everybody can go off and be peaceful in the playground and enjoy life, you know?
I think you guys got something.
So,
I think you guys, if you guys can stick together, if you guys can keep that glue together for long, I think you guys got something real damn special. And this Lady Leo King,
the queen.
I mean
The queen.
Lady Leo Queen. I
Yes,
said the king.
yes,
I always say that.
yes.
Thinking of the movie.
The Lion King.
But Lady Leo,
Yes.
she seems to be the centerpiece for a lot of people in the area right here between Jersey, Philly.
Yeah.
I ran into somebody upstate that knew her. She is all over.
Oh yeah, she's definitely doing her
Yeah,
thing.
she's all over. Shout out to Lady Leo. I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for, first of all, taking your time to sit down and have a good conversation with me. Thank you for coming to TRT Production. Thank you for sitting in the living room. I know it's a small living room. Double R410 thanks you. The production thanks you. So just to let you know, once we finish and we do this, my team is going to put it all over the place.
Okay.
So you'll be all over it. That's
do it.
okay with you.
That's fine. Let's do. Listen, you promote it, I promote it, and we get more people to know because this is a dope platform, and I like that you're
appreciate
providing. With again, invite me anytime. We could talk about anything, man. I will definitely get you some contacts.
Oh, you're more than welcome, man. Listen, you're no
dope.
longer considered a guest. There might be times I'm here every Sunday. I rock all day. Anytime you just want to come up and say, hey, are you doing the show? Yeah, you could come on up. You got the number.
Let's do it.
You don't have to be a stranger. I'm definitely going to call you to find out where you do. When I get some time to get out and go to a comedy show, I'm going to have the missus, and I'm going to bring the family with me, and we all going to come out. We're going to support Mr. Big Mell Nasty.
I appreciate that because, listen, I need to support y'all. This handsome face needs to be on TV, like the big screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing handsome to comedy. Because this is from what I hear from the ladies. I didn't say this, but the ladies are saying there's a lot of ugly motherfuckers in comedy. So I'm bringing sexy back, as Justin Timberlake would say. I'm bringing sexy back to comedy. So come on out and support me.
Yeah.
First up, the 26th at the Yacht Club in City Island. Come to that. Morris Yacht Club. That's going to be dope. And if you're going to be in Long Island that night, 9 o'clock at the Governor's, oh, that's going to be a sick show. Man. Howard Moore, he's the one for that. That's going to be dope.
How long is the set?
For me, it all depends on the crowd. Because in comedy, there's different sets depending. If you're doing a white crowd, there's a white set, and then it's an urban crowd, then you can. So it all depends on how much time the promoter or whoever putting the show together wants you to do.
Right.
I like doing. I get warmed up after 5. I'll be honest with you. That's
good.
Because I get to feel the crowd out.
I'm like that too.
It's like being warm. That's my warm up, sitting there talking a little. But then if I sit down, if you see me sit down, you're like, okay, here we go, because I'm about to take you on a ride.
Yeah,
that's
what I like.
So yeah, come on out, y'all. Big Mell Nasty. It's gonna be fun.
Mr. Nasty, I want to thank you once again. You could have been anywhere in the world, but decided to sit down with me for at least an hour, and that I appreciate. And I know you've come a long way.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, I appreciate that. One day you won't have to, when I ask you to come up, you ain't going to have to drive your own car. I have all that prepared for you. The car will be at your door, Mr. Mell. So, listen, one hand washes the other, and I have no problem giving out the soap, man.
Yeah, man, listen, I appreciate all of that.
Yeah, man.
But you ain't got it. Listen, I don't want to chauffeur. I enjoy driving my own vehicle.
Okay.
What I would say is, pay it forward, brothers.
Yes.
Get more people up here and make sure they're also promoting you and your platform.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. People will come on your platform, but they ain't going to tell nobody about your platform.
Right.
So, as I tell all my new comics, get your money. If you're putting on a show, don't have a room full of comics. Don't let them get in for free. Get your money. That's how you build your brand, by getting your money. And as comics or entertainers, period, you should understand that I'm trying to get this money to build a brand.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if they asking for freebies or discounts, it's like, they're not really your friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it.
No, listen, it's the truth. I look who I'm at.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at life. For me, support is free.
Yes.
If I got some extra change in my pocket, I'm coming to see my boy or my girl. Make sure they see I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Or if I can't make it, I'm posting up all over the place, letting people know this is where you need to be.
Man.
You know?
Thank you.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Big Nasty.
Yeah. Salute.
Mr. Big Mell Nasty. Listen, you can definitely find him in all of your upcoming movies, but just about all of them. Make sure you check him out and lick the series too. I can't wait for that. I've been waiting for that, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the to be Idris Elba. I'm gonna be Idris Elbow.
You definitely you're going far. You're going far. You have the dynamics. You're gonna go far, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mell Nasty. Oh man. Good night, everyone. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Have a good evening.
Coming out tonight.